everybody. This is Jenna.
And I'm Noelle.
And you're listening to More Than Murder, where we delve into everything eerie with a side of true crime.
More Than Murder is not your typical true crime podcast. Join us for a weekly tour on the haunted, the bloody, the creepy, and the nutty on our Freaky Fridays.
Hello!
Hello!
Welcome back, all.
Yes, welcome back, everyone.
We have a true crime story for y'all today.
We all know you were itching for it.
And, of course, in true More Than Murder fashion, it's a serial killer.
Of course.
I mean, come on. What do you want? That's what you want.
Yep.
Now, for me, he wasn't the best well-known. I mean, it's not someone that I, Googled a lot or looked up a lot or really knew.
Yeah, I only knew him from hearing other podcasts.
That's I don't even think... Maybe I did, because some do segmented podcasts, but I don't think I've heard a full episode on this dude either.
So. The serial killer podcast with the guy from Norway or whatever he was, remember?
Okay, yep.
He had literally eight episodes on Richard Kuklinski.
Jesus.
I'm like, what the heck? But he goes into very in-depth detail.
He must have really good researchers, because there's not a lot on this guy.
Yeah.
Even just the one murder, it was just he killed him. That's literally all it said. Yeah, it didn't go into detail. Nothing.
Poor guy, poor victim.
Well, yeah, of course, but I speculate. I'm good at that.
Sure.
So, anyway, yes, our dude is the Iceman. That's what he was donned anyway. Mm-hmm. But his real name is Richard Kuklinski.
Richard Kuklinski.
And typing that is not easy.
No.
So if I say it wrong, it's because I fucking typed it wrong. Kuklinski. So, yeah, let's jump right in.
All right.
He was born April 11th in 1935, and he lived in New Jersey.
Oh, he was a Jersey boy.
He was. I wrote this, Father Stanley, Mother Anna. It's fuck it, right? We don't need to know too much, because his dad sucked.
Yeah.
So, of course, tale as old as time, his father was an abusive alcoholic.
I was going to say, he was a drunk, abusive person, I'm sure.
Yes. Yep. And he was known to abuse his wife and 4 children.
Of course.
So they all got this man's anger, And I guess early in Kuklinski's life, his father actually abandoned the family, and he'd, return only periodically. Of course, always drunk and always right back to the abusive behavior.
Yep. A lot of times what they do, they left the wife high and dry. You gotta figure it out.
Yes.
I'll be back when I'm back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. And he's not even gonna be a good guy then. He's gonna be drunk. He's probably gonna come back because he needs a place to lay.
Mm-hmm.
And
a person to lay.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. So Kuklinski was not the only one of his siblings who was known for murder.
What? That's right.
According to Wikipedia, his brother Joseph was convicted in 1970 of sexual abuse and murder of a 12-year-old girl.
Oh my God.
Now, apparently, after he abused the poor girl, he just, threw her off the roof of a 5-story building.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he must have taken her up there, did the abuse, and then just...
Oh my God.
Discarded. Yeah, it's awful. It's bad. It's bad.
That's fucked.
I think he probably got life. I don't know. I didn't look too much into his sentencing and all that stuff. That's a different story for a different day.
Yep.
But I just wanted to let you know that Kuklinski and his family, that violence, that tendency was not just running through him. Mm-hmm. So, yes. Kuklinski was around violence, watched the way his mother was treated. So, if you cannot tell, he's probably not going to be a good dude. When he gets old enough, he marries a woman named Linda. Now, there wasn't a lot on this marriage. They said that she was a bit older than him, but it fizzles out. It doesn't last long. There's not a lot. So, wife 2 is the one that's pretty notable, and she actually stays with him up until he's, incarcerated and all that bullshit. So, in 1961, he meets wife number 2, and her name was Barbara Pedrisi. Sorry, that mixed in my head. Mm-hmm. And I think they worked together, and that's how they met. They ended up having 2 daughters and a son. But, yeah, we'll get back into the rocky marriage after he does some things.
Of course.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because he's violent.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Mm-hmm. So, also in the 60s, Kuklinski obtained a job at a Manhattan film lab. And this offered him access to many, like, master copies of films. Mm-hmm. And naturally, because he had these, he's like, well, I'm going to make copies and I'm going to make a ton of fucking money.
Of course.
Little con man.
Why not?
He's a con man. And, yeah, he usually did, like, the hot new movies. And he started out with, like, the animated Disney films. Because, I mean, those are making a fucking buku buck back in the day. But that doesn't last long, and he quickly moves into the harder stuff. A.K.A. pornography. Of course. I mean, duh. You're going to get way more money, apparently. Uh-huh. So this side hustle will actually introduce Kuklinski to some of his future victims.
Wow.
He uses it to his advantage.
He sure does.
Yeah. Drinky. Okay. So... yes, he's going to get introduced to some of his victims through this side business. Now, Kuklinski must have been pretty good at keeping this risky business hush-hush because he was never arrested for it.
Wow.
He was, however, arrested for passing a bad check. Yeah.
Way to blow it.
I know.
A fucking bad check.
And I don't think they arrest you the first time.
Really?
Maybe they do, but I feel like... because I've been to those places that are like, we will not accept checks from this person.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it was a huge amount, though. Like, maybe he paid, like, for a house with a bad check. Like, something like that. I don't know, but also, like, it says that...
yeah, I don't think they'd arrest you the first time either. Because, I mean, people make mistakes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It might have been, like, a bigger amount. But also, like, he was booked and fingerprinted. Never served time because he offered to pay the money back. So maybe he wasn't a big... I don't know. This guy is coming into a lot of money, but...
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if it was how that works. But
yeah.
Yeah, he passed a bad check and that's what got him. But, of course, he's a free man still. Now, the behavior of Kuklinski starts to really tick up and he starts killing at this point.
Oh, wow. That didn't take long.
No. Some of these... I mean, it kind of does because... you know, he was doing the bootleg for a while, and then, like, he kind of, in, like, the 80s, it kind of ticked into murder.
Well, it's just what I'm saying, though, is, like, it's such a jump. It wasn't like he had to escalate. He didn't have, like, an escalation period. Like, literally, he went from bootleg to fucking murder.
Well,
like,
it's crazy. It's for money. Because we're going to get into it.
Yep.
Now, some of these seem like more of a money motivation, and others, like, of his victims are more, like, taking out witnesses type deal. Okay? So, I am only covering 5 murders. If there are more, they weren't written in my article. I'm using Wikipedia and a couple other ones, like Britannica and that kind of stuff. So, he does say at the end, you know, we'll get into that. But I'm only covering the 5. Yeah. And these are the ones that he was charged for.
Yeah.
Well,
that have been proven to be so.
We'll get into that too.
Alright.
So, yes, his first victim was George Malabrand, and the murder occurred on January 30th of 1980. George was interested, of course, in pornography videos, and he knew Kuklinski would sell them to him. So the two met to make the deal, probably in some sketchy motherfucking alleyway or, you know, some front business, which we will get into that. And, yeah, apparently Malabrand had a fat wad of cash on him. I don't know why he would have this much on him. I don't know if, like, that's how much he thought the sale was going to be, but also if the sale's just going to be that much, why kill the guy? I don't know, but this guy had $27,000 on him when he showed up.
Well, that's a dumb thing.
They get dumber.
Like, really?
They get dumber. And obviously, Kuklinski was like, I need that money. So he decided to shoot Malabrand 5 times.
Okay.
Yes. After the murder, he disposes of the body. I guess he cut the tendons in his legs so that the body could fit into a 55-gallon drum. Yeah.
Yuck.
And then he dumps the drum near a chemical plant in Jersey City, sorry. And now, this wasn't a great hiding spot because the remains were found only a few days later on February 5th of 1980. Literally, like, hidden in plain sight. I don't know if he was cocky or what, but yeah, he was just like, fuck it. The next murder occurred in April of 1982. 51-year-old pharmacist Paul Hoffman. Yeah, this guy was kind of garbage too. Sorry. Rest in peace, But he was up to... These people are up to bad things sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
It seems like he's killing people that really are kind of seedy.
They're a little... listen to this guy, okay? So, he was a pharmacist, and he apparently frequented a place called The Store. And it was like a front business. Like, if you watch the show Weeds, they have, like, their front business, and then in the back, that's where they're doing all their illegal shit. So in the back of this store was an illegal store. So it had stolen merchandise, guns, prescription pills, anything that you wanted to get, basically. And Hoffman, I guess, had shown interest in obtaining stolen prescription drugs, which he planned to sell at his pharmacy. So he was going to get these drugs. Who knows where they're procured and if they're even legit. It was like... The drug was something for, like, inflammation. Oh, God, I don't remember. Something about inflammation. And his patients probably need that shit to live.
Yeah, I'd say.
You know? So he just wanted to make a buck. So he was buying these drugs on the black market and then selling them in his fucking pharmacy.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Rest in peace, but that's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess at the store, in quotes, was where Hoffman met Kuklinski, and obviously this isn't going to work out in his favor. He asked Kuklinski if he could get him the drugs, and quickly the two were set up another point of sale. You know, he's like, oh yeah, sure, I can get you whatever you need. Hoffman was last seen with $22,000 in cash,
Jesus.
And he was on his way to meet Kuklinski. Why? Are they... how do they have this much money on them?
I mean, because of what they do.
Well, I guess it could be, too. This is, like, the 80s, and, like, people weren't carrying, like, credit cards regularly at that time.
Yeah, it's all cash usually.
So maybe they just... Yeah, maybe they were wealthier people. Wealthy people do, like, some seedy stuff, guys. Saying.
Money and power gets you a lot of places.
Yeah, so maybe. Yeah. So yeah, that was the last time he was seen. I guess, you know, they didn't really know it was Kuklinski until, you know, he admitted the murder after he was caught. And he told them that it occurred on April 29th of 1982. Which that sucks. It sucks sometimes, like, that a lot of this information isn't found out until the person is caught.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't know this last person's last day. You don't know anything about... Ugh, it's awful. Mm-hmm. So, the Wikipedia page, not sure what the cause of death was in the murder. I think speculation that he was probably shot. Like the first murder, it seems like these ones are more like gunshot wound types. We'll get back into that. But yeah. So now we're going to get into Kuklinski's personal life again real quick. And his marriage. So during this time, his wife claimed that his behavior would kind of alternate. It was either a good Richie or a bad Richie. And of course, bad Richie was not someone you wanted to be married to. He had violent tendencies, fits of rage, he'd just throw shit. And then he would also be known to just kind of leave for a few days, not come home, and then he would just show up again.
Like his dad.
Basically.
Like his dad did to his mom.
And he would have like big wads of cash.
Yeah.
He was giving his family such a lavish lifestyle and just putting on like Mr. Popularity to like the neighbors and stuff. So the wife is a little suspicious. She's like, you know, there's probably some illegal business going on. But apparently they had like a don't ask, don't tell fucking relationship. And she was just like, I'm staying out of it.
Wow.
I feel like it was probably out of fear.
Yeah, she probably...
You don't talk to a man like that, and you don't kind of come and confront him about things, because it's not going to end well for you. And maybe she was just like, all right, I don't want to get abused today. I can kind of see it.
Especially with him already being violent.
Exactly. So she decided to ignore that, but their marriage is not good from the frickin' start. Now, in December of 1982, Kuklinski murders Gary Smith. This murder is slightly different than the first two. I guess Kuklinski had like a burglary ring, and the way I understood it was they would rob people, and then they would sell the stuff for money, of course, contraband, all that. So, in this group was Gary Smith, Percy House, Barb Depner, and Daniel Depner. Now, I don't know if the Depners are married or if they're like brother and sister. It didn't really get into that, but I had to literally type out their names because there's 2 fucking Depners. What the fuck? Yeah, literally, I'm like, Daniel, because I can't just say Depner, because it's like, which one?
I know.
Ugh. So, I don't know if, like, Kuklinski was the head of it, and then these guys were, like, the people he sent out to kind of do the robberies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Henchmen.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then he would run the store and, like, sell the shit. But that's how it made sense in my brain.
Yeah.
But to get back on track, this group was getting really hot. The police were like, there's something going on here. They started following people around, and they're definitely on the radar. So quickly, Percy House is arrested. Kuklinski decided that he's like, I need to protect myself, and I need to figure out a plan. So once he finds out that there's also warrants for Daniel Depner and Gary Smith, he puts the 2 up in a motel, basically getting them out of Dodge, and he says, do not leave. You lay low here. You are not to leave. We're keeping you safe.
Ain't gonna happen.
He's getting fucking scared. Uh-huh. He's getting scared. So Smith doesn't really follow these directions.
Of course not.
No, I guess he like what
made the cop think he would?
In the article, you mean Kuklinski?
Oh yeah, what made Kuklinski think he would?
I mean, in the article I read, it was like he went to like his daughter's birthday party. So it's like, I'd go to my daughter's birthday party, but who knows?
Not if Richard Kuklinski says stay, yeah.
I know, for real. Yeah, you fucking stay.
I'm staying.
He was a big dude.
Yeah.
Big, scary dude. So, yeah, he doesn't follow it. And yes, Noelle, can you guess what happens next?
Oh, I'm sure he got wet.
Whack him.
He got wet.
Yeah. So, I guess Kuklinski speaks with Percy House, who is incarcerated at this time. So I don't know if like he probably like maybe he had to go in and visit him to have these conversations.
Okay.
You can't have it over phone and you can't have it in a letter.
No, they would not allow that.
Your ass is getting fucking
censored,
caught.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what it said. And
Interesting.
He speaks with Percy House and then he speaks with Daniel Depner and they decide, of course, the decided action is to murder Gary Smith.
Of course.
Now, Kuklinski doesn't act alone. With the help of Daniel Depner, they feed Smith a burger which was laced with cyanide.
Ugh.
Now, if the poison...
No, you said Daniel Depner's the son of the whole family, or is he the dad in the family?
Wait, what do you
The
mean?
Depner family. You talked about the Depner
No, I
family.
don't know if they're related. That's the thing. I don't know if because there's Daniel Depner and then there's Barb
Depner.
Hold on, I gotta find it because it's either... Is it Barb? Yes, Barb Depner and Daniel Depner. I said I don't know if they're married or if they're siblings.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. They're there. They could have been married. I don't think any of these people were too young. I think they were like, healthy
Middle
adult
ages.
men. Yeah. Or even like 20s. But yeah. Yeah. So with the help of Daniel Depner, they feed Smith a burger which is laced with cyanide. Now, if the poisoning wasn't enough, I guess Depner also decided to strangle Smith with a lamp cord.
Okay.
Because...
Overkill.
Over fucking kill. I have it literally written right here. You're already... Cyanide in the movies is literally the skull and crossbones. Because it's like, this is death.
Yeah.
What the fuck more do you need?
Yeah.
So, yeah. They originally had planned after the murder to transport and dispose of the body since they're still in this fucking motel.
Yeah.
That's where they are.
Where are you gonna hide it there?
Well, apparently, Deborah Depner never showed with the car. I don't know if she started panicking and was like, all right, I'm kind of out of here. And
the
never
getaway
showed up.
person left or didn't even show up. That's hilarious.
Yep. So, I guess they just like hid the body under the bed and checked out.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And it gets worse. It took a little while to discover the remains, apparently. I guess they were still renting out the room. In a motel, they're just surface cleaning, I'm betting you. So I doubt they looked under the bed.
They're supposed to be vacuuming and shit.
They're probably just doing the surface stuff people see. Because in a motel, you have like that skirting that's under the bed. I doubt they changed that because it's a pain in the ass. We're talking motel here, not a hotel. It's probably a cheap one, too. They probably just do the surface cleaning. Change the top covers, change the top, and then bam. So they were renting the room out to people. People are like, fucking reeks in here. What the fuck is this smell? And it's
like
a
our
putrid.
fridge that one day when we went to Indiana.
Oh, God. That was putrid. That was fucking putrid.
Nasty all Whole Food subs or wraps or whatever they were.
We literally said it when we were leaving. We're like, oh, she's gonna hate us. This room stinks.
Even when we went into that restaurant, we were like, it does not smell good in here. Like, I hope the food tastes better than it smells.
Well, I don't even know why we were like, let's take this with us. Because we barely ate it anyway.
I know.
I think we were probably being like just nice people. Like, oh, okay,
I think so.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't even.
It's awful.
Yeah, no. They had a good menu, it looked like, but the food just wasn't. No. So, yes, stinky hotel and motel rooms. And we're fucking going on the elevator carrying that nasty, stinky shit. And we're like, don't let anybody be on this elevator.
Oh my God, it was so
Don't let
funny.
anybody be on this elevator.
We were trying to dispose of it. It's hilarious. We like even were nice and went all the way outside to throw it away.
Yeah, we went to the dumpster area.
Yep.
Like, we chucked that thing.
Yep.
But we're just like so nervous. Like, oh my God, someone's gonna fucking smell this. This is disgusting. And we're geeking. We're laughing so hard on the way down.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Oh God, that was a fun trip. We saw a penis-shaped cloud.
Yes, that was fun. That's right. That's right.
Oh God, girls trip. So, yes. Okay, so the body is in the room. They're renting the room out. People are like complaining, but I guess they never like check.
Oh, come on.
It takes a little while. I don't think it takes like that long. It's probably like a week.
That's a long time of people saying
no,
it
I get
like
it, but sometimes people could be like, oh my God, how long is it? Like a month? Like, no, I don't think it was like, you know, extended out that long to where the body was like putrefied and bone. Ugh. You know, I think, sorry.
Ugh.
Decomp is very
disgusting.
Stinky.
Yeah. And oozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful thing too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that's how I'm gonna go out at the body farm. So yeah, once they started checking the room, they looked under the bed. They found the body of Gary Smith. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now our next victim is Daniel Depner.
Oh yes, that's right.
I mean, yeah, makes sense. So this murder occurred shortly after Gary Smith, and it seemed like Kuklinski was like afraid that other people were going to start talking. And in particular, Daniel Depner knew a lot at this point.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
He helped with a murder.
He's your accomplice.
Yeah. So he could easily be like, no, he's a big man, and he scared me, and just start talking, and then Kuklinski's fucked. Uh-huh. It's already going to be fucked anyway, but still. So, naturally, he's like, yes, you're the next target. Now, with the murder of Gary Smith out of the way, I guess Daniel was, of course, moved to a different location. Can't stay in the stinky hotel room. Uh-huh. And this part's weird. So, Kuklinski took him to an apartment which was owned by Richard Patterson. And apparently, Patterson was engaged to Kuklinski's daughter.
Huh.
Okay?
All right.
I, in my research, could not find their dealings together. Yeah. It seems like he knows maybe some things, but he's kept in the dark about other things. So I don't know how much, like, involvement this Patterson guy has.
He might have literally just been giving him a place to stay.
Exactly. And we'll get into that, because with the murder and everything, yeah. So the date for this murder is kind of up in the air. It's said to have been committed sometime between February and May of 1983.
Oh my God, that is really up in the air.
And we'll get into why it's up in the air and why this one was kind of hard to kind of analyze by the medical examiners because, holy shit. So once the act itself was completed, I think it was probably cyanide again, but we'll get into that. He's like, I need to dispose of this body and now I don't have any help. So he calls Patterson, okay? And he weaves a story for Patterson, basically stating that Depner is like a troubled kid. He's running from the law and, you know, he's wanted. So apparently he tells him that someone else came in and murdered this boy because he had some run-ins with the law, okay? So someone else is trying to take him out, which, you're trying to take him out.
It's in your hotel room. How did this other person even get in there?
Well, no, it's the house, and Kuklinski had keys. So he Depner's not allowed to leave. So Kuklinski's probably coming to, like, bring him rations and food and things like that and talk with him or something, let him know what's going on. And maybe they kept up this ruse for a little while. But yeah, he lies to Patterson. He's like, I got here and he was just murdered. He was just murdered on the floor. And that was a way that, he could explain the blood puddle and all of this that was on the carpet. Mm-hmm. Fucking dumbass. I guess there was blood. Maybe. I don't know how this dude died then, because the medical examiner doesn't give me any information. Maybe he got shot too. Anyway, so Patterson is like, okay, I'm going to help you dump this body. And we're not going to tell anybody.
Liar.
Fucking, yeah. That's why I'm like, I don't know how much he knows, because it's like, I don't know. Did he make up this story? Like, oh yeah, he came in and he was just like, oh my God, someone killed him. And fucking, yeah. So they wrapped the body in green garbage bags and then they decide to dump it down a wooded road. The body is discovered on May 14th, 1983 by a bicyclist. Mm-hmm. It's either a runner or a bicyclist. Stay in your homes, kids. This part is graphic. Oh, did I tell you guys this is a graphic and explicit episode? Viewer discretion advised. Listener discretion advised. Oops, fuck. If I don't write it, I don't say it.
It's alright. You said it before the part that is really graphic, so.
So I guess when the remains were found, all you could see was garbage bags, but it's surrounded by vultures.
Oh, no.
These vultures have been eating the remains.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, of course, due to this, cause of death is hard to determine.
I would say.
Yeah. Now, they did have some theories. They believed it could have been cyanide, as I guess there were some pinkish spots still, on the skin. And I guess that's something that can kind of happen when you're poisoned by cyanide.
Huh.
But they just couldn't say it definitively. There was also strangulation marks. But they said that there was nothing defensive, so they thought that the poison was the factor and then the strangulation was afterwards. Because a healthy male, if you're just coming at them trying to strangle them, they're going to kind of fight back and there might be some defensive wounds.
Yeah.
So it seems like he was incapacitated. There's no M in that, girlfriend. So, not great.
Nope.
Not great. Also, apparently the remains were left, or found only 3 miles from a ranch, which Kuklinski was known to frequent with his family.
Oh, wow.
So he's leaving them kind of close to areas, like he's picking areas he knows. He's like, oh, that's secluded. We go there every weekend and go horseback riding. Yeah. He's gross. He's fucking gross. Oh, I'm sweating now. I think it's when you're doing your own episode. Because, guys, we just recorded her episode, and it's warm in here.
I'm still sweating.
And I was fine, and now I'm like, whew, yeah, I'm getting sweaty. Yes. So the last murder that we are going to cover, this is the one that seals Kuklinski's fate. Okay. Now we're going to go back in time a little bit.
Ooh.
So this is the murder of Louis Masque. Masque? Sorry if I say that wrong. It's literally spelled Masque. On September 25th, 1983, a body was discovered in Orangetown, New York. Okay? The cause of death was a bullet wound to the back of the head.
Okay.
It was soon discovered that it was Louis Masque who disappeared 2 years earlier in 1981. So most of his remains are being found pretty quickly. This guy was missing for 2 years before he was discovered.
Yeah.
Now, it's not due to good hiding, we do not think. Kuklinski, of course, killed Masque, and he killed him for the same reason he killed Hoffman and Malabrand. Money. Mm-hmm. I don't get this part. So Kuklinski was to sell Masque blank videotape cassettes.
Okay.
Now, I don't feel like those would have been hard to find. But I guess I lived in the 90s and we had like a videotape, like a video camera. Maybe it was more known at that time and it was just easier to get.
Yeah. I don't know. That is weird.
Because it said blank. And I was like, blank? Wouldn't he want like dirty, naughty nuns?
No, so he can film his own.
Yeah, that's probably true too. But I just figured it would be.
Porns.
I just figured it would be easy to get something like that. But it's also like the 80s, so maybe they weren't as prevalent. It wasn't as easy to get. So, like the others, Masque arrives with $95,000.
Jesus Christ!
Where are they getting this money? And of course, he's killed. He shoots him in the head.
$95,000 for blank videos.
$96,000.
Like, what the hell?
Damn, $96,000. Holla.
Yeah. Why? How many videotapes were there?
$1 billion, dude. It must have been $1 billion.
Ridiculous.
I know. I don't know why these guys have these large sums of money. Like,
but why are they even paying $95,000?
Well, no, I don't think they are.
Fucking videotapes.
Because if they were just paying that amount, he wouldn't have to kill them.
So it would just be. Oh, right.
So
right,
it was an amount, and then they were coming with wads of money, and then he's like, "Oh shit." And I guess it was like, I think this guy, like, the money was in his van, or one of them had the money in their van. And so I guess maybe they opened the door to do the exchange, or they did the exchange in the van.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, he wants the money.
Good.
Wants the money, honey. Now, he strays a little bit and he does something different. Apparently, after the murder, Kuklinski placed Masque's body in a freezer until he was able to dispose of it. So I don't know if because I feel like he would have had, well, I guess it was 81, so this really could have been his first murder that he's charged with.
Yeah, I was going to say, because
the second one is 82.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe he just didn't have his disposal method at this point. He didn't really have a disposal method. He was kind of doing different things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wherever.
Yep. So this body was kept in a freezer. Now, it was a while before he dumped this body. And the reason that they believe this, that he literally was dumped like 2 years after he was killed, the medical examiner saw that there were still ice crystals on the remains. So it was like he had recently been thawed. Yeah. Oh, that's awful. That's fucking awful. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So we can keep people keep dead animals in their freezers. Yeah. Don't keep a dead human, please. Yeah.
Nope.
No, there's no reason for that. So, yeah. I guess Masque was also still wearing the clothes which he was reported missing in. Oh. So it shows that he didn't, he wasn't really captured or for a long time alive. I think it pretty much showed that he died when he went missing. Yeah. Now, this discovery is what awarded Kuklinski the moniker the Iceman. And, of course, the press ran wild with this. They're, finding bodies. One of them was partially frozen. And they're just like, yeah, the Iceman is at large. And, yeah, scaring people.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah. So, now Kuklinski is on the police radar, as all 5 victims were reportedly last seen with Kuklinski. It didn't take long. He was only really, he did these killings in a span of a few years. Yeah. And the first one was even the brother was like, oh yeah, no, he went to meet this guy, to get, some of the other ones might have kept it a little more hush-hush because it's you're going there to buy pornography, who knows illegal how comfortable. Yeah, exactly. So they end up finding out that they all were to meet with Kuklinski, and to get enough evidence on him, they decided to set up a task force called Operation Iceman.
Yeah. Okay, yep.
Punk rock. Now, we're going to bring in Special Agent Dominic Polifrone. He's a fucking badass!
So you had a Dominic and I had a Dominique?
I know, right?
Okay.
And I don't see, Polifrone, that was weird. I was just like, oh, you don't see that often. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, for once we got an agent and a cop, and he's a fucking badass motherfucker. Okay?
Finally. Yeah.
I know, dude. He fucking, yeah. So, he decides that he's going to go undercover for 18 months in order to get close to Kuklinski and collect information that he needs.
Oh, wow.
He's also going to try to get some fucking recorded conversations to really fucking get this guy, okay? So, after some time, he, going through the correct channels, he's not just automatically going to meet Kuklinski and it's going to be perfect. He meets this guy, and then this guy says, oh, where can I get this? And he's like, Kuklinski, and then they, all that. So, once they do meet, Kuklinski, sorry. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I was in the middle of that weird sentence. So, Polifrone is able to get close to Kuklinski finally, and he even purchased a handgun silencer from him. And this solidifies the trust. It's like, all right, you're a good dude. You're not going to fuck me over. You just did something illegal with me.
Yeah, of course.
We're tight brothers,
That's what it means, yeah.
Bro. So, yeah. Now, the whole time he's undercover, of course, Special Agent Polifrone is wired the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
He got shit all over him. You wearing wire? Yes, he is. And these recordings will pay off. He's able to get recordings of Kuklinski speaking about a body, which he kept in the freezer for 2 years, and that he liked using cyanide in his murders as it was cleaner.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Just give it all away.
Yeah. I guess there was even a recorded conversation about how Kuklinski murdered Gary Smith with the cyanide burger. So he's getting some details.
Yeah, he is. He's getting some confessions.
Yeah,
Confession.
I literally wrote here, so Polifron has a treasure trove of confessions.
Yep.
And he's like, all right, this is probably enough. I probably have enough. Let's start the end game. Okay?
Yeah, end game.
So the end game is basically Kuklinski and Polifron are chatting. He's like, hey, like, can you find me any cyanide? And Polifron's like, fuck yeah, I'm an illegal guy. I'm a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would be undercover. I'd be awful.
I know, right?
I'd be like,
yes, this is me.
Yeah. Wait, what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he says sure, but he's like, but I need you to use that cyanide to murder someone I know. Okay, so they're setting up a hit.
Yep.
And, I mean, duh, that's like fair trade and illegal business.
Right, sure.
And, yeah, so the two decide to meet up for the exchange on December 17th, 1986. And it doesn't go very well for Kuklinski.
Oh, good. You go opposite.
I don't know if Kuklinski didn't fully trust Polifron, or maybe he just didn't want to like go into this murder and have gotten dud cyanide from somebody, and it doesn't go through. So he decides to test it on a stray dog.
Aww.
Now, obviously, Polifron is a cop. And he's not giving this guy real cyanide.
Okay. Yeah.
So the dog survives.
Okay, good.
But it tips off Kuklinski, and he's kind of like, maybe I shouldn't do this murder anymore.
Yeah.
I just got false fucking cyanide, you know, which, quite honestly, sometimes people sell stuff counterfeit shit. They're shitty people.
Yeah.
They're shitty people who are doing shitty things, and, you know, they're giving people...
You might as well just count on it being...
fake
not
shit.
Correct. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's more of the reason, because he's like, I didn't procure this cyanide myself, so I want to make sure it works. Mm-hmm. But luckily for the dog, it didn't fucking work.
Yep.
So Kuklinski's like sketched out. He's like, all right, I am probably not going to do this murder. Maybe not a good idea for me. And he decides to just go home.
Yeah, he just goes home.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, peace out.
See ya.
I guess a few hours later, him and his wife,
oh boy,
Barb
are
they're out for a drive. So they're driving around. I don't know why they went out, but probably normal shit. Or they were just like, I love you, let's take a Sunday drive. Uh-huh. And they're quickly stopped at a roadblock. Now, the cops are fucking smart. They're not about to be like, sure, let this guy fucking get out. Mm-hmm. Especially after that. They're probably like, oh shit, we gotta act fast because he probably thinks Polifron is not legit. Like, they're probably fucking let's do this.
Right.
So in this roadblock is when Kuklinski is arrested. During their arrest, they also found a firearm. And I guess they arrested his wife for disorderly conduct. No. It wasn't, it was like, fuck. I don't want to get this wrong. I'm going to get it wrong. Obstruction of justice. That's the one. Because she was kind of, not really that, but, it was basically like she was fighting them so like they wouldn't arrest him. She was trying to like get in the way of like him being arrested.
Yeah.
So she was, obstructing justice. Just let them put the handcuffs on. But I guess she also got a weapons charge because there was a weapon in the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And, she put up a fight. I don't know why. Just
let him go.
Let him go,
yep.
So after this, he is charged with 5 murders, 6 weapons violations, attempted murder, robbery, and attempted robbery.
Nice.
Yeah.
Quite the rap sheet.
Laundry list there.
Yep.
They set his bail at $2 million.
Wow. Yep.
And basically this is in hopes that he won't be able to post bail and he won't be able to like fly away somewhere.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of the people he knows has money if he wanted to get somebody to pay it.
Well, they also said, I guess Well, yes, but I think it was still that point that, like, $2 million is still a lot. No one's that much your friend.
Yeah, true.
You know?
No one's going to bail you out for $2 million.
No, exactly. They're going to be like,
never get the money back.
Fuck this, I'm rich enough to cover up that I don't know your ass.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not worried that much.
Peace, Kuklinski.
Yeah. So, he's gonna stay in there. Now, during the trial, former associates Percy House and Barb Depner testified against Kuklinski. Which,
Kuklinski.
Kuklinski. Oh, damn it! It was spelled right, too. I just...
It's hard. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Kuklinski or something like that, and then I was, like, reading it, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, Kuklinski.
It's Kuklinski.
Yep, Kuklinski.
Good lord. It's like a...
Polish or something.
Yeah, or even like yeah. So, they testify against him. They're like, fuck you. I'm not scared of you anymore. And they also, you know, the prosecution had shit. They had Agent Polifrone's many recordings.
Nice.
So, basically, that is admittance. That's a confession. Like, you're done. You're donezo. Finito. He was found guilty in March of 1988. He received 2 consecutive, those 2 words were like in between a number 2, so I'm like, conceived. Yeah. He received 2 consecutive life sentences, which guaranteed he would not see life outside of prison.
Nice.
And they stated he would not have been eligible for parole until the age of 111.
Wow.
Even with appeals. So, they got the guy.
Yep, they did.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! He definitely ain't making it that long.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, while in prison, on his life sentence, I guess he gave many interviews. There's even, like, a movie that was made about him. It's called The Iceman.
Oh, yeah.
And he just talked and talked and talked. And they said a lot of the stuff that he said was not accurate.
Huh.
You have that a lot, though.
Yeah.
A lot of them boast, and they want to be, you know... He's like,
yeah, but how do they know it's not accurate?
Because they did evidence. The police tried to look. They tried to look to see if they could find remains. They tried to look to see if they could find anything to prove that he did these murders, and they could not prove any of it.
But look
so
at
in
the
their
one body,
brains,
it was getting taken by vultures and shit.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't that great at it.
Yeah.
They still caught, he was hiding them in plain sight. Yeah. And then keeping them in his freezer. So that shows that maybe, you know... But he stated he murdered over 100 people. And he said he used methods such as ice picks, crossbows, grenades, and even a bomb which he attached to a remote control toy.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Not
seems
a fun
awfully
way to die.
specific, too, so it sounds like it could be true.
Well, the thing is it sounds like a mob movie. You have a trick that you need to get into, like, a bank to blow it up to get people. Like, it just sounds like, because he even said in an interview, he was asked a question or something, and he goes, and I think it was about the murders, he was, like, denying at the time, he goes, oh, they must read a lot of stories, because they're, like, making up this stuff. And it's like, who's really reading the stories? It just seems inflated. And, yeah, like I said, evidence was never found to prove these claims. Polifrone himself apparently said, you know, I could see up to 15. I could see him committing up to 15, but he doesn't think that 100 is, you know, and I mean, he spent time with Kuklinski, so maybe he knows. Maybe they had conversations even more off the record, who knows, because everything probably wasn't put in court. But anyway, Richard Kuklinski died in 2006.
Wow.
He was 70 years old. And I guess it was listed as natural causes. Now, one of my resources...
Some other things can cause natural causes to
take
your life.
Yeah. So let me pull up my sources, because one of these sources stated that his death was a little circumstantial. They weren't sure, because I guess he was supposed to testify against this big mob guy.
Okay.
Quite honestly, I didn't want to bring the mob into my episode.
Yeah.
Nope. You're fine by me, mob. You're cool. We're friends. We're cool. Love ya. Because, yeah, I'm not about to be here being like, no, not going to happen.
Yeah.
But, yes, let me see just so that I can definitely source them. But, yeah, they said that it was a little weird why he died. Okay, so it wasn't this one. It must be Britannica.com. And yeah, they said that they weren't sure. It could have been a little circumstantial.
Yeah, like something triggered a natural cause to happen, you know. He ingested something that gave him a heart attack or...
Shit, it wasn't this one.
Something
Was
like
it the
that.
other one?
Maybe he ingested cyanide.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah. So it was crimemuseum.org.
Oh, yeah, I like that site.
Yes, me too. And basically they said that, of course, he died at 70, but it was labeled suspicious because apparently he was supposed to testify against a former mobster who had been tried for murder. So he was like, fuck that. I'm taking you out before you can testify against me, and I'm not going to jail because you're already in jail. Fuck you. But he also had sicknesses, and he wasn't healthy towards the end either. So who knows? It was either natural causes, which is on his death certificate, or might have been something else.
Yeah, you know.
What do you think? Yeah.
I think it was something else.
I could see it.
I don't actually know because, I mean...
It's just so hard to know. And that's the thing is, even like, you know, in my research, the mob stuff only came up when it was talking about people that he talked about killing. And it was like, you know, I killed Jimmy Hoffa. I killed this person. And it's like... You know, that's why I was like, all right, you know, you said it. Maybe it did happen. You know, you lived in New Jersey. You were close to New York City.
Oh, yeah.
There were murders in Orangetown, New York. You know, I'm not discounting it at all. But who knows? Who knows? We'll never know.
We never will.
We never will know.
We will never.
Yeah, no, he was a vile, vile man either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's it for this episode. I'm sweaty. I want to get out of here.
Yeah,
and
I'm falling asleep. It's so hot in here.
It's so fucking hot in here. I'm going to go, like, I don't even know.
Lay on your floor in the kitchen.
I know, yeah.
And where the AC
and then there's
is.
just going to be, like, a sweat
I know.
sticky spot forever on my vinyl floors.
All right, let's shout out everything.
So, yes, we will see you next weekend. In the meantime, if you want more of your girls, please go follow us on all the socials. You can find us on Facebook at
More Than Murder.
You can find us on Twitter at
More Than _Murder.
Yeah, and then you can also find us on Insta at
More Than Murder Pad.
Yes. After that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yep. Go do that.
All that stuff.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then leave us reviews, Apple reviews. We would really love it. We see all your Apple listeners. We're not asking you to, do anything special and big and write a paragraph, but just let us know what you think of the show. Give us some stars. If you do that, we can give you some goodies. So
if any of the other apps you might listen on, like Castbox or anything like that, gives you the option,
if you see it, do it.
Yeah, please,
even on Facebook, you can recommend it to your friends.
It's very helpful.
Share it out, do those things. But we'll get you free goodie bags with MTM merch.
And it's a free way to help support us, too.
Exactly. So if you want that or you want to say hi, reach out for any reason, you can screenshot your review and send it to us. You can email us at the Gmail, morethanmurderpod@gmail.com. I was just stifling a burp. And we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.